Hello, hello, hello. This is Gerald Celente, and it's August 4th, 2022. And here are some of today's trends in the news. But before I talk about some of today's trends in the news, you got to go back and watch the Judge Celente and the Judge yesterday. Boy, it's a very important one. And it's our government isn't our government. And the judge really makes it clear. And there's no judicial authority like him anywhere, any place in America. And he's really speaking up for freedom, peace, and justice. So check that out. And today, on the economic front, a full day of total, what it always is. Bullshit. Yep. Whatever goes on in the markets means nothing. It's all a rigged game. The big zone everything. Every week in the Trends Journal, we have an article. Bigs get bigger, and they just keep getting bigger. The Dow ticked down Thursday as traders. A bunch of big fucking hedge funds, private equity groups that control the whole thing. Traders, yes, traitors to America. This has become the fascist commie state. The little commie woke dead clowns telling us what to do, robbing us of our rights and our freedom. The Democrats and the Repulsivkins. The merger of state and corporate power, fascism. I'm going to lock down a place. I'm a commie bastard. I'm Andy Cuomo. I'm fuckface, arrogant Gavin Newsom. I'm Witless Whitmer. I'm the wine over there in Ohio. I got a brain bigger than a fucking pea. I'll tell you what to do. I'm Hogan down in, Maryland over there. My daddy was in Congress. I am too. Commie bastards and bitches and fascist pricks, and I couldn't say the other word. Hey, how about that new chip deal, huh? Yeah, giving it to the big chip manufacturers. You little people of Slavelandia, you get shit, but we're going to give tax breaks to the bigs and give them money because they pay us off. Because I'm a fucking low-life politician who's never worked a day in my life, been sucking off the public tit, and they give me money that you fucking imbeciles call campaign contributions, bribes and payoffs. Markets are bullshit. These markets should be in the toilet like the shits that are running the show should be flushed down. It's a commie fascist state of America, has nothing to do with what the founding fathers fought for. As we detail in our Occupy Peace rally, and you could go to it by going to occupypeace.com, occupypeace.com, and boy, do they hate Celente. Oh, yeah, a couple of places closed down when I had the rally. They called it a political rally. This place, a rough draft. Yep. Not political at all. You know why they hate me? Because I don't swallow shit. That's right. How dare you not swallow the shit that I swallow? I get vaxxed. I wear a mask. I obey. And you won't obey, Celente. What's wrong with you? I'm just a coward of America. I swallow bullshit. And you won't swallow bullshit. How dare you? And you fight for peace. Why, we're supporting Ukraine. Oh, and Taiwan. Hey, you want to go there? Go fight. I'm an American. I believe in the founding fathers. And I read from George Washington and Dwight D. Eisenhower. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machine of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Hey, fuckfaces, that's from Eisenhower, 5-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces. during World War II, two-term president. Oh, he doesn't know shit. But the guy we're running our Defense Department does. Yep, Lloyd Austin. Biden administration approves massive arms deal for Saudi Arabia. Patriot surface-to-air missiles. Isn't that a nice name, Patriot? That's the disgrace that they do to this country. Calling a fucking missile that kills people a Patriot missile. A Patriot missile. We're killing them in the name of the founding fathers. The founding fathers must be rolling in their graves to look at these shitheads, scumbags, low-life people that are ruining this country. According to the Pentagon's Defense Security Cooperation Agency, isn't that a nice name? The Patriots are meant, quote, you ready? To defend the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. How we're going to defend the kingdom of Saudi Arabia? You mean the thing that the crime syndicate that took over in 1934 and invented this? Oh, and you know why they're going to do it? Because defend the kingdom of Saudi Arabia's borders against persistent Houthi cross-border unmanned aerial systems and ballistic missile attacks. Swallow the shit. Oh, you mean Saudi Arabia didn't invade Yemen because they want to get the Houthis out of there? And when they became a country and invented it in 1934, what was the first thing they did? They invented Yemen, the whole Houthi area. Oh, but we're defending the kingdom. That's right. People hate me because I'm a man that fights for freedom, peace, and justice. I am a true American. These people are not. They are cowardly bastards and bitches that have sold this nation out and destroyed it. And we're heading to World War III. We're in it. Yep. The kingdom. Anyway, going to the markets. So the Dow is down today, 85 points. The S&P down nothing, 0.8. NASDAQ ticked up a bit. They're waiting for the jobless numbers to come out. But there was an uptick in weekly jobless claims. So they're waiting for the numbers tomorrow. Gold climbed 1%. They had a fresh 1 month peak because tensions building between the United States and China. And the dollar retreated a little bit. China fired multiple missiles near Taiwan in its biggest ever military drills in the Taiwan Strait a day after U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited the self-ruled island. Isn't that the way they write this shit? Self-ruled island. It's none of my fucking business. A place that used to be called Formosa when I was a kid. Chiang Kai-shek, you don't know anything about that? Don't worry about that. Just believe the shit that they throw out. Be a good American, swallow shit, or be a patriot and occupy peace. Your choice. Investors also took stock of data which showed the numbers of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased last week. Okay. Global oil prices dropped. Lowest level since before Russia's invasion. Why? Lockdowns in China. Declining economy. Yep. Rising interest rates, slowing down economies. Now they're even looking for a break below $90 a barrel for Brent crude. Today closed around $94 a barrel. But with the tensions building in the Middle East with Iran and Israel, or Israel and Iran, I should say, and what's going to go on with more sanctions on Russia and how it's going to hurt the gas flows, and we'll see what happens. And again, they're slowing down the economies. Today, the United Kingdom, they raised interest rates a big 0.5 percentage point, right, to 1.75%. You know what their inflation rate is? 9.4%. You know what a 50 basis point rise is? That's right, nothing. And even that little rise is slowing things down. Brazil lifts rates by 0.5 point to 13.75%. They have a inflation rate, consumer prices moved above 10%. Now, wait a minute. Their interest rate is 13.5, and they just saw their consumer prices rise 10%. The UK has an inflation rate of 9.4%, and a key interest rate's only 1.75%. Who's bullshitting who here? So the UK should have an interest rate over 10%. And the United States should have one, being that we have an average 8.6% interest rate, inflation rate. It should be 9.6%. So Brazil's raising them, but none of the Western nations are. You saw the EU, they got a 0 interest rate. And what do you have? Inflation rate? 9.1%. So it's total bullshit. Total bullshit. Turkish inflation, 80%. 80%. The world is going to hell. When all else fails, they take you to war. You're going to see demonstrations, people taking to the streets about lack of basic living standards, government corruption, crime, violence, refugee crises, civil wars, regional wars, and world wars. When all else fails, they take you to war. And remember, he who is not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. So all you fuckfaces to tell me don't be angry and don't yell and scream when my life is on the line and we're going to World War III, fuck off. Because anger looks to the good of justice. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust. Who said that? Oh, St. Thomas Aquinas. Major developed and emerging markets, central banks around the globe delivered nearly 1,200 basis points of interest rate hikes just in July alone. All right? The higher the rates go, the lower the economy falls. End of story. The market should be in the toilet. Hong Kong slides into second recession. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, they have all those lockdowns? Check this out. You know how many people visited from China last year? 65,000. You know how many visited before the COVID war in a period of a year? 51 million. The COVID war has destroyed the lives and livelihoods of billions of people around the planet. It's incalculable. And all these fucks that promoted it, the prostitutes, they're blaming these problems on the pandemic. Don't blame them on the pandemic. Blame it on the politicians. And all you fucks that bowed down and sucked up and swallowed their shit. Rolls-Royce suffers half-year loss of $111 million. Oh, how sad. Oh, the rich people aren't buying their Rolls-Royces. That just breaks my heart. Premier acquires stake in specialist content provider Reorg for $1.3 billion. Why are we mentioning this? Because the bigs are getting bigger. End of story. And we do it every week in the Trends Journal. Bigs get bigger. And when this crash hits, the bigs will buy up even more. They'll even buy up more. Walmart trims white-collar personnel. Why, that's racist. They're just doing it to white people? Let's really be stupid, because that's what America's turned into. A dead fucking woke moronic country. White collar, blacklisted, blackballed. Anyway, what's important about this? Number one, again, Walmart personifies the ugliness of America. How the people dress, look, and shop. You're going into a fucking factory to go shopping. When I was a young man, Bloomingdale's and all the beautiful places, you know, that Saks Fifth Avenue, you know, gorgeous John Wanamaker's, and when Macy's was Macy's and Gimbel's was Gimbel's, before Macy's became these big chains and beautiful stores. You went in for the ambiance. People were dressed well. And now it's a factory. Walmart's is an example of the decline of America. I remember when they were fighting against it in the late 70s and early 80s. So going back to it, another important thing, as goes Walmart, so goes America. Eurozone home loan rates rise and risks a slowdown. Oh, wow. How much did they rise to? Well, 16 basis points between May and June to 1.94%. 1.94% to borrow money, and that's bringing down the economy. And you have zero interest rate policy. You got it? It's a money gambler's game. It's all built up on cheap money, no reality. Market woes, slow deal activity. Oh, they're talking about all the deals that are being made. Saudi Aramco to acquire Valvoline Global Products. That's another good one. MediClinic accepts a 3.7 pound takeover offer. Great, another buyback, another buyout. So the markets are slowing down. Yeah, it's down nearly 40%, but it's still way up. And again, when this gets worse, they're going to buy up more housing, you name it. The bigs are going to own everything. And as we put each week, we're putting in the Trends Journal layoffs and other issues going on. Who's laying off who? Today, the Pittsburgh, I'm reading this because the Pittsburgh-based bank chain is closing around 127 in-store branches at giant food, stop and shop supermarkets throughout Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. The other 8 location closings are within ShopRite stores and closing. Yep. Financial groups. The good news is former Fed Vice Chair Clarita rejoins PIMCO after being cleared of probe. $2 trillion California-based bond fund. $2 trillion based California bond fund. And the guy, the Slimer that they claimed they did dirty dealings behind the scenes with the Fed, he goes back there. It's one big club and you ain't in it. It's not a revolving door. It's one door. I mentioned a deal going on about with Saudi Arabia with those missiles. Who makes them? Raytheon. The Patriot missiles. And who came off the board of directors of Raytheon is now on the Defense Department? Lloyd Austin. The slime ball who just left the FDA that regulated cigarettes and e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes. Oh, he just left and got a job with Philip Morris. Grow the fuck up, everybody. It's a crime syndicate that's running and ruining our lives. Oh, officials warn of nuclear threat. Oh, officials warn of it. Oh, official pieces of shit. Oh, no, Celente, you only warned about this in your Trends Journal. Go back to the cover of February 22nd, 2 days before Russia invaded Ukraine. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Look at that brilliant photo, art piece of artwork with the skull and the dead bones by Anthony Freda. Talk of peace is forbidden. Yep. The United Nations chief warned the world that humanity is just one misunderstanding from nuclear annihilation. No shit. No shit. That's why I'm angry. I don't want to die in a nuclear war for fuckfaces like Pelosi, little fucking big shot, little piece of dick, Chucky Schumer talking tough, Mitch McConnell. These fucking guys, they couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. Lindsey Graham, tough Teddy Cruz, you little bastards. China bans 2,000 foodstuffs from Taiwan. Oh, yeah. Keep it going, Pelosi. Keep it going. Rockets stir Kiev hopes of limited counterattack. This is from today's Financial Times. Long-awaited HIMARS delivered blow against Russia. But Ukraine wants more and send them faster. Yep. Send more weapons to keep the thing going rather than negotiating for peace. Then, in today's Wall Street Journal, an opposite story. Russia claims key victory in East. Well, wait a minute. What's going on here? We'll make up any shit we want. U.S. Senate approves adding Finland and Sweden to NATO. George Washington warned us about not getting involved in European complexities. It's been going on forever. What's your favorite war? I like the 100-Year War. Give me the War of Roses. How about the Peloponnesian War? All right? If any senator is looking for a defensible excuse to vote no, I wish him good luck, said a piece of fucking slimy, arrogant, stupid shit, Mitch McConnell. This is a slam dunk for national security that deserves unanimous bipartisan support. And they got it. It's not my national security. These people are against America. They hate the founding fathers. Well, China puts pressure on island trade following visit to Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. Yep. We must stand by Taiwan, which is an island of resilience. Oh, we must stand by, Pelosi said. So everybody, Pelosi's going to lead the charge along with her husband, who's worth about $500 million, and her kids. And Mitch McConnell will be right behind her, and little Lindsey Graham, and then Mitch McConnell will be over here. Yeah, fuck off. Pelosi vows ironclad defense of Taiwan. Oh, Pelosi vows it. So all you Americans suck their shit and follow their orders. We got a lot more stuff. I'm going to end it with one. It'll be in your Trends Journal. By the way, the magazine is nothing like this. Look at the last cover. Stagflation, not dragflation. I just mentioned they said that Hong Kong went into a recession. They're not in a recession. They're in dragflation. The economy's down and inflation is skyrocketing. But you can't say dragflation. The woke world won't let us say it. This is the only magazine that's putting out the accurate facts. If you need to know what's going on, if you need to know what to do, you need the Trends Journal. It's the only magazine that gives you history before it happens. Old news compared to the news that we write about, forecast, analyze, and give you trend opportunities. And again, the motto is think for yourself. This is a headline. Several 2020 election result deniers advance. You weren't allowed to say the election was rigged. I was on with Scott Hunter. What's his name? Greg Hunter on USA Watchdog on election night doing the elections. And he had all the data coming in, and he wanted me to stay on with him, and I did. And the charts showed Trump like this and Biden under him. All of a sudden, 100,000 votes would come in. I watched it happen. 120,000 votes. Not one for Trump. What am I, 6 years old? Out of Wisconsin, Michigan, these states. Happened one after another in about 5 states. None for Trump. Not one. Not 10. Not 5,000. Oh, you remember the hanging chads in Florida with George E. Bush when he beat Gore? It's a crime syndicate. It's a crime syndicate. I'm sad that this country has devolved so low and we have such low-life pieces of shit telling us what to do. And I'm sick of the fucking attitude. Celente, if you don't swallow the shit that I love to swallow, I hate you. You are a man that thinks of himself, that fights for freedom and peace, while I follow orders from the authorities. I look up to Fauci. I bow down to Biden. I salute the generals. And I love the mainstream news. We hate you for thinking for yourself and being a true American patriot that looks up to people like George Washington, our founding fathers, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. Celente, you have no place in the USSA, the Communist Fascist State of America. Get out of here. No, no, no. I'm staying. I'm fighting for freedom, peace, and justice. OccupyPeace.com. Do what you can. And the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice for your religious vaccine exemptions. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, tune into Celente and the Judge that went up last night. You're going to see something you won't see anywhere, anyplace, anyhow. Thank you. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.